So I'm Jan. I'm 58 now. I was diagnosed in 2022 from a mammogram. So I was lucky enough to be on a trial. So I actually had my first mammogram at 48. So if you think every 3 years, if I hadn't have been on that, I'd have probably missed 3 years, and it would have been a lot later. Nobody felt the lump. I didn't feel the lump. It was from a mammogram. So I had a lumpectomy and radiotherapy. The first three weeks after surgery was great, and I was surviving well and recovering. And then I started with a red rash, which went on for 4 months, and nobody could tell me what it was. So I was thinking the worst. Eventually oncology said, right, we're at the end of the 3 months where I need to have radiotherapy. Let's just do it. So I had radiotherapy. And then I got referred to a lymphedema clinic, and that was when he kind of sat there. So that was like, I had about 8 months of shit treatment, quite frankly. And it was all, well, your cancer's so low grade. And honestly, I felt like I was being pushed under the carpet. The one benefit was meeting Asher and Shirley, but through Maggie's we met at some of the groups, and we've remained really good friends, and so they're my rock now, which is absolutely brilliant. But yeah, the lymphedema nurse just kind of sat down and just had all the notes down and went, "You've had a really shit journey," and I just broke down and went, "Yes, I have." And I think partly it was because, for all those experts, I think yes, it was low grade, and but actually for me it wasn't. Yeah, and I didn't know I had a lump, and I had absolutely no idea. So I think it was just that recognition, and then for the 4 or 5 months of not knowing, I had this rash that was just going up my breast for no reason, and nobody could tell me what it was. I had a horrendous experience with a consultant who was like, "It's not cancer," and we'll do some tests, and I've still got the scars from the little things that she did, and yeah, it was just awful. Yeah. So
so you've been,
and I do feel like, because it's not as serious, I didn't have to have chemo, and whatever, that I was just pushed aside, which is dreadful.
Yeah.
Absolutely dreadful. And I'm well now. I still have the lymphedema. I live with it. It doesn't really cause me any problems. It's fine, but yeah, meeting Asher and Shirley were my saviours, really. Definitely record your consultations, because I didn't at the beginning, and take somebody that can be your voice, because again, I didn't. I came to my referral, I had my mammogram, came here not thinking anything of it, and was on my own when I got my diagnosis, which was a bit horrendous because I had no idea, just nothing, and obviously all the literature says, just because you're called back, it doesn't necessarily mean so I was just quite pragmatic and just gone, whatever. So yeah, and I think you have to fight. It's he who shouts loudest, regardless of how detrimental your cancer is. It is just, and they just didn't listen to me, because it was just like, oh well, it's really low grade. And I've had plastics with the breast care nurses were awful. Angelina was my saviour when she was a breast care nurse. But my first one was when I had the surgery and I came home. I wasn't really out of the anaesthetic when I came home. Chris, my husband, was like, "You were," and it was like 7 o'clock, and I'd gone in at 1 for my surgery. So I don't think I handled the anaesthetic very well. And then eventually, obviously, I looked at the scar. I was not prepared for this finger-like roll of a scar. No one told me, and I was just like devastated. And my breast care nurse was awful. And then Maggie's put me in touch with Angelina, so I went to see Angelina 2 days later, and she reassured me it was normal, and the fact that they'd rolled it with glue, but nobody had told me that. nobody had explained it, nobody, and I mean it's beautiful now, it's, you know, you can't really see it and whatever, but that's not the point. The point is that, you know, all the expectations and stuff, so yeah.
Oh.
But 3 years on and it's fine.